This is Wellness Buds, and I'm your host, Stella Wingfield.
And I'm Laura.
This episode is inspired by the following quote. Journaling is like whispering to oneself and listening at the same time. Mina Murray. I really love this quote, and I think it's perfect for this week's episode. We talked about the benefits of journaling last week, so if you haven't listened to that episode, please go check it out. This week's episode is going to look or sound a little different than usual. If you listened to last week's episode, you know that Laura and I began a journaling challenge, which anyone is welcome to join. Just reach out to us and I can give you the deets. And I started a little private journaling community on Facebook. So if you want to join, reach out and I can send you the invite to join us there. But in order to honor our reflections, we will be reading our journal posts and not interrupting one another, since we think that's how to best express and respect each other's thoughts. So I'll read the prompt, then I'll share what I wrote, Laura will share what she wrote, and we'll move on to the next prompt. There's only 3, so just so you know what to expect. That's how this episode is going to go. So the first prompt is, what are you looking forward to most this year, 2022? Do you have any goals or intentions? I like to look at every new year like it's going to be my best year yet, which I think so far has been true. Every year, for the most part, just keeps getting better and better. I hope that trend continues for the foreseeable future, despite being in the midst of a pandemic. I look forward to seeing what this year has in store for me, but also some of the planned things as well. I look forward to seeing where this job goes and other career opportunities. I look forward to watching the podcast grow and getting more engagement from our listeners. I look forward to getting my certification in nutrition, but also learning more about nutrition in the process. I'm excited to understand more about nutrition and all that it entails, but it also makes me want to just dive deeper. I look forward to seeing where the nutrition certification takes me. My hope is to help people navigate the confusing world of nutrition, kind of like the podcast, hopefully helping people and talking about all things wellness. But this will be more one-on-one and helping people individually, which is something I tend to gravitate toward anyway. I look forward to gaining knowledge through my experiences, reading, courses I'm taking, etc. I look forward to journaling more and looking inward. I look forward to becoming more flexible as I continue my stretch routine. I look forward to seeing my progress with strength training. I look forward to a prosperous year. I look forward to the social aspects of life and continuing to see my friendships blossom in my social circle. I look forward to staying more connected with my family. I'm not looking forward to any one event in particular for 2022, especially with how unpredictable life is with the ongoing pandemic, but I'm looking forward to it all. I look forward to hiking trips with Josh and Winnie and checking more hikes and camping destinations off my bucket list. I look forward to combined birthday celebrations, mine and Josh's. I look forward to the summer when I'll be reunited with Josh over his break from school. I look forward to our small friend group camping trips along with our annual Friendsgiving trip, other birthday trips, and so on. I look forward to taking in nature and appreciating where I live as I do every year, but it never seems to get less important. I look forward to trying cross-country skiing this year with people that I hold near and dear to my heart. Some of my goals and intentions, hopefully it's not too repetitive from what I just said, but stay consistent with working out, stretching, staying hydrated, and eating balanced and nutrient-dense meals. A low-key goal is that I want to get my split down. Stay motivated with this podcast and or helping people with nutrition or otherwise. Goal, which isn't really a goal because I know I'll definitely get it done, but becoming a certified nutritionist. Stay positive even when the going gets tough and the pandemic fatigue is worse than ever. Stay committed to your values. Read more, watch TV less. Goal, read at least 1 book per month. January is already complete. I just got done reading The People We Keep. Highly recommend if anyone is interested. Continuing with my goals and intentions, I plan to honor my space, honor my boundaries, make time for those who matter. Goal, regularly call/text immediate family and best friends who live further away. Make more time for creative outlets. Goal, try new creative projects. Continue to work on not sweating the small stuff and keeping my emotions in check. Get back into therapy and continue my regular breathwork practice. Build more wealth.
Rad. So I put reading more because I'm going to try and read more, and I'm just manifesting that it's going to happen, so I'm already excited about it. And time with my family. I think just with like COVID in general, there was so little travel allowed. Omnicron, you need to fucking chill. And I just really didn't get to go home for a long time. Like I tried to buy flights and they were canceled, kind of like I couldn't go home. So I'm excited to be capable of going home and tickets not getting constantly canceled, though recently that trend seems to be coming back. So I'm just hoping it's for the holidays only and then it kind of subsides. But getting some time with my family. And then I put realigning. I think I am not the most hype on this year, if I'm being 100% open, just because I feel like I have a lot of big choices that have to be made this year. And I feel like the older I get, the more these decisions feel more impactful. And I guess that's a good thing, but it's also really terrifying because that impact like defines so many years behind it. And, you know, there's only so many. And so I am excited to kind of get more centered because I feel very off-centered in my stress right now. So I'm excited for that, but it will not be the most fun journey, but I'm excited for the result of feeling more aligned with myself. And I know that will come because I can't avoid everything forever. As much as I have tried in these 7 days. And then just excited for like more growth, both personally and professionally. Like just getting more settled into who I am and like where things are going, growth kind of wise. Just to kind of go with realigning. It's like I want to line up with who I am, but I also don't want to be stagnant with that, like actually growing in that. And just growing like where I'm going professionally. Maybe start thinking more of a like 3-year plan. I feel like I think of that, but also like it's so hard sometimes with the way things have been. I mean, people with these pandemics, look at how many businesses closed. Like, fuck your 3-year plan, dog. So I am excited for maybe that being more of an option and more stable. And then just finding out what I want and like figuring out how to get there and actually making choices and making a decision. Normally, once I make a decision, I'm actually really okay with it. I just think the process of making decisions has never been this intense for me. So it's probably a good thing because it means I'm growing. I'm going to choose to say that means I'm growing because thinking that I just am becoming incapable of decisions is a much harder thought. But hopefully I just get a little more centered because that's what I'm kind of looking for. Well, and also like, I don't know, I turned 27 this year and it just getting into like your late 20s, I'm like, okay, like I need to make like kind of lifelong decisions soon that are gonna like define my life path. Especially as someone that does want kids, there's this really annoying thing of a biological clock on women. And given with modern medicine, there is a lot longer than normal. Like, although why they gotta call like 31 geriatric? Like, that's just rude. It's so rude. Like, please don't. But I feel like that's like, this is the first time that's been really weighing on me. Which being like out of a really long-term relationship probably also helped impact that because it felt like I at least had the partner, so like the kid thing would come, and now I'm like, LOL, gonna need step A again before I can get to that B. So yeah, just getting through all of that. But I'm excited to like get through that stress and realize that like it was worth the stress. It better be fucking worth the stress. And figuring out what the hell that means. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to this year. It's such a hype year. That was my positive version, so I'm sorry. Maybe that's like the lesson. Not everything has to be positive all the time for it to be what you're excited to get through.
True. I'm just going to forewarn that for this next prompt, I'm just going to have Laura's response in this episode. I have my response recorded as well. If you want to check that out, it'll be on our Patreon. So the link to that is in our show notes. I just wanted to give a little heads up though. And I guess for all of the journaling stuff for future episodes, I might not include both of our responses just because it can be super lengthy and this episode would be way too long if I had everything that we both wrote and journaled about. So just a little warning on that. So we'll go on to the next prompt. Write about a great day or week or weekend that you have had within the last year, 2021. What made it so special?
Okay, I feel like I wrote about like a great month. Like, my bad. But it like in my head felt like a week. But yeah, it's just like last year special time. So in January of 2021, my job was closed because of little COVID, and I was spending a lot of my time skiing because I get skiing for free through work, and like that perk was still active. And I just got to go with friends who were in like similar service industries that also didn't have jobs because I get free guests. So I was like, okay, we can all just go do this for cheap. Because like I think my unemployment took like 7 weeks to drop. Like unemployment was rough. And so you're like, don't know when you'll have money. And if you want to pay rent and groceries for an unknown amount of time, you don't want to spend a penny. I built such a good Animal Crossing town in that time too. But I was like going skiing a bunch and I just got a lot of time with people that normally don't have a great schedule to see. So that was kind of nice, having time to like actually see those people. But it's also like the most outdoor time I got in such a large chunk because I work so much. Trekking to like outdoor adventures is so hard because I only have 1 day off a week. And in the past 5 weeks, I've had no days off. So it's impossible to like get outdoors unless I want to wake up at like 4 a.m., go somewhere, leave by 10 a.m. and like go to work. And, a bitch has to sleep at some point in my life. I also have to cook food. I also have to do my laundry. I have a pet. Like, there are so many things. Getting to the outdoors is rough if you work a shit ton. And I feel like I always want either a full day at least, but it's kind of nice to have 2 days. Because you also want your day off to be kind of relaxing sometimes. So it was just the most time I really got out of work and like being outdoors and getting to outdoor adventure because I do really love that. I just don't always get to foster that. And I really got to and do it with people that like it kind of just brought like a ease to the stress of unemployment and jobs and all of that. And it felt like it just really like made that time feel like it wasn't so stressful when like in my head I was freaking out, but I would just go skiing for 5 hours with people and we would all be fine. And no one had to spend a penny and it was nice. And I just really enjoyed like getting to hang out with people that had different perspectives and get out in that sense, but also like just see the outdoors. I mean, I live in Central Oregon. It's gorgeous out here. And I just really got to enjoy that. So that was my great month. January 2022. Why the fuck don't you look like that? I guess I should be glad I have a job. I take that back. Don't shut down Oregon.
True, because next thing you know, we will shut down.
Oregon, risky. Oregon, and I feel like that's such a, like, hard part with Oregon is, like, I get it. I really do. But I just feel like the first shutdown did not do shit. Like, look at where we are.
It's a whole political thing that I cannot get into.
Exactly. And I'm just like, that did not work. I know that it should have worked, but it didn't work.
Like, legitimately, if the whole
Yes.
world would have done it, it could have actually worked. But everyone was still traveling
Exactly.
and doing some stupid shit and, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, stop punishing businesses when people will still be assholes.
But then, too, it's like, I know we've talked about this personally, but until the whole world is vaccinated, we already know, like, there's going to be so many mutations and we can do all the things that we can do, but if the whole world isn't, like, mostly vaccinated, shit's still gonna be spreading and circulating. So what are we supposed to do over here?
I know. That's the thing. And, like, it's just a lot.
And on that note, on to our last prompt, which is...
This is a very funny transition into the next one, because make a list of all the things in your home that evoke joy. And the first thing on my list is face masks. And I do not mean the COVID ones. I mean the beauty ones. But what a first one to be on the list. But yeah, so face masks, I feel like they take 10 minutes, 20 max, and they are just really nice to, like, take that time for myself. Even though I still somehow find it difficult to do, I do find the time eventually. So that's been nice. And then I guess I should say Elmer. I didn't put him on the list, but I'm presently cuddling him, and my joy is definitely evoked. So Elmer. Candles. I love lighting candles in my room and then, like, trapping the scent in my room so when I come home it smells nice. Because I live with boys. And then, slippers and PJs. I put them together because I'm just comfy clothes queen. I swear I have the same amount of PJs that I have jeans. Like, it's obnoxious. And I just love being comfy, and I love putting on some pajamas while at home and hanging out. And then I'm grateful for hairstyling tools. When I do my hair, I just feel like mentally and physically, I just feel a lot more lined up. Not that it fixes everything, but it makes me feel a little bit better. And then my Instapot. I love my Instapot. My Instapot is also an air fryer, and it's fucking hype. And I just really love it, and I use it all the time, and it's fucking rad. And then board games. I have lots of board games here, and I feel like I love when I find the time to use them. And sometimes even just having them, I'm like, yeah. Like, you just see them, and you're like, I love games. And you move on. You don't even have to play them. And then, like, also game books, like Sudoku and stuff. I do so much Sudoku, and I feel like it just turns mindless, and I'm okay with that. And I love that. Yeah, I'm sure there's also more things that I can't really think of, but those are a few of the things that I love in my house.
It's so funny. I did my list and totally didn't write Winnie on it, and I should have.
Yeah, Elmer had to be in my arms for him to make the list, and he's just being sleepy.
I was trying to take a screenshot because it's so cute, but I don't know if I'm doing it right, so. But, yeah, and then I also should have wrote all my pajamas and my slippers and all my cozy things.
See, but that's the thing. I, like, miss those.
Yeah,
you miss
and
things.
I was just like, if I go into my closet right now, I'm going to be writing about too many things because I love my closet, like, the entirety of it. But then, too, I also forgot to, because I was kind of doing it from memory, walking around my house, like as I was typing up here in the office, you know, so I was like visually going through downstairs. And I totally, this morning when I was eating breakfast, I was looking over and seeing my cute little wing fields thing, and I totally forgot to write that too. That evokes so much joy for me. I love it because it makes me think of you, obviously, since you got it for us, and it's just a very sentimental thing. And then also the mushroom rug thing that Mike got us for our wedding. I forgot to write that one down too. So I'm like, there are more things that evoke joy, but definitely forgot to write it.
They slipped the mind.
Okay, so on to my list. My kitchen table. I love its octagon shape and minimalist look. My kitchen chairs. I love the yellow color and the fact that Josh, Laura, Zach, and I each put one together. So every time I sit on one of them, I'm subtly reminded of that memory. Coffee table. Minimalist, has a hidden storage area, but very sleek and modern, and just adds a very nice look to our living room. I love our rug. It is multicolored and the softest feeling on my feet. My couch, it's so comfortable and bright orange. I love color. My yellow curtains, I love the sheerness of them, which lets light in and brightens up the space, and it just makes it really homey. My pillows, they have cute little cacti on them and makes me think of Arizona and my family there. All my posters and art galore also reminds me of my time in Arizona and our friend Mike, and shows either Josh or I or both of us have been to. Games, I love seeing my huge game collection and thinking of all the fun times that I've had playing said games. Wood art reminds me of when Josh and I made them at a woodworking class that we went to together. It was our first time ever doing something like that, and it turned out really well. My teapot, it is basic as fuck, but it's incredibly useful, and tea makes me happy. I have it every single day, multiple times a day. Pictures on my wall. Beautiful memories over the years, and they're just arranged in an aesthetically pleasing way. And I also arranged the twine on the wall to be in this cool geometric shape, so just brings me joy. My bed, it is so comfortable, along with the comfiest covers, and I love all my covers. I have so many of them, warm, fuzzy blankets, and I love them all. They give me lots of comfort. And also, every time I'm in my own bed, it's just so nice because we traveled for so long and we stayed in a lot of different Airbnbs, but we never had a bed of our own for many years. And now that I have my own bed, that's just so comfortable and mine. It's just special. My dresser, I love the design and aesthetic of it. It's mid-century, if anyone cares to know. My workout area, I just love this part of my home. It took a lot of time and dedication to get all my weights up here. I have a step-up bench, yoga mats, bands, etc. And it's in my favorite room of the house because it has the best windows that essentially are the entire wall. So it's just a lot of light. And in certain seasons, it's very green with all the leaves from the trees outside. I just love it. It makes me feel like I'm in a treehouse. Our vinyl player, it evokes joy for me because it means so much to Josh, along with his record collection. It makes me happy that it makes him happy. My books, I love to read, so I love having them, especially too, again, when I was traveling, I couldn't really take all my books with me for spatial reasons, so it's just nice to have them, and I can have as many as I want now. My incense, I love the smells, I love my candles. My pen and pencil holder, I love it so much. I made this little piece of ceramic with my sister, who is incredibly talented, unlike I, and she helped me make this piece of pottery, and I carved it out so it looks like a little zebra design, but it just makes me happy because it makes me think of her. Product of the week.
Pow!
I'll be really basic this week and just say that I love my yoga mat. It helps with all my stretching. It helps with my workouts. It helps with everything. It's pretty basic, but it has a really nice grip to it that I like. It's also pretty thin, but not in a way that's like too thin, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll link it below. I also love that it's purple. It's my favorite color. One of my favorite colors anyway. So yeah, I'll leave this episode as it is. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, if you're interested in joining our journaling challenge, I will be sharing at least 3 prompts every week. But also, it's totally encouraged to do your own thing with journaling too. If the prompts don't ignite that switch in you that makes you want to respond to it, you can totally do your own thing. I think the main point is just getting thoughts onto paper and reflecting. And like we talked about last episode, like I already said, there's just so many benefits to journaling. So if you want to join, we would love to have you. If you like what we're doing here, please share with a friend or a family member. Subscribe to our socials. If you have any suggestions or if you want to share your personal journey, please reach out to us. You can text or call our number at 971-292-5565 or email us at wellnessbudspodcast. We really appreciate everyone taking the time to listen to our podcast. We know your time is valuable. You could be doing literally anything else right now. So just a big thank you to everyone who is supporting us. We also have a donation button in our description. So if you'd like to support us that way, that would be greatly appreciated as well. But otherwise, we're just so happy that you're here. So take care of yourselves. Happy journaling if you are choosing to do that with the new year, or if it's something you've already been doing. Kudos if it is. I think that's all I have to say. So until next time, bye.
Bye.